What is going on, y'all? I'm back with another video. Super excited about this. I just got back from picking up these G5 Mega Meat broadheads. These are an expandable broadhead and they have an insane cutting diameter. It's over 2 inches. The thing that's different about these G5 broadheads is they have a collar on them, big thick plastic collar, and instead of it going over top of the blades clip into it. I don't know if you guys can see, but they have to clip into the collar. The reason I'm wanting to try these out is because I went with a buddy of mine, Wesley. He shot a doe and we were able to recover it, and the hole that these things put in that deer was intense. So I'm wanting to try these out for myself. I don't think that I would shoot these at a big game animal like African game or an elk or something like that. I'm gonna stick to the old tried and true fixed blade muzzy, but I'm wanting to try these out on whitetail. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm planning on getting out in the woods here in the next couple days with these broadheads and hopefully putting them to the test. As well as trying these out, I'm trying to shoot my first Georgia whitetail. Working up here in North Georgia, and I've got the opportunity to take a deer, so I'm gonna take advantage of that and try to put down my first Georgia deer. But enough of me talking. I will catch you guys when I get in the woods. Thank you guys as always for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoy it and if you gain something from it, and share it with your friends. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support that I get on the channel and for everybody checking it out and watching my crazy adventures that I'm up to. So thank you guys so much. I will catch you guys in the woods. Let's get after it.
Ready to rock and roll. My wind is not very good, but we're gonna see what happens. Not very good for where I'm expecting the deer to come. I'm expecting them to walk up this bench over to my right, coming out of the hardwoods and out towards the fields. But if that happens, if they walk on that bench, I'm probably gonna get busted. But if they walk a little bit higher up on the hill, I'll be okay. Those two that I saw this morning came from directly behind me where the fields are. And they worked around. If deer come from that direction, I'll be fine. My window's good from there. That's where it's blowing out of. There's a big thicket right over here that my wind is not going to, so maybe one will come out of there. We're gonna see what happens. I'm feeling good. It's good to be in the stand. It's always good to be deer hunting. Hopefully we can put these broadheads to the test. See what happens. It's hot today. It's up in the 60s. Which is not very good, but they have to get on their feet at some point. It's probably going to be after dark, but maybe I can catch one slipping through here. Dropped my release out of my stand. I used a thumb trigger release and I bumped it and it triggered it and it fell all the way to the ground. It's always something. I'm gonna have to climb down and get it. Don't have a choice. Golly, that's annoying, dude. I'm so mad. It's already loud enough climbing up one time. I'm about to be really loud. Don't have a choice though. It's the downfall to shooting a thumb trigger. wrist strap and never leaves, but oh well. Nothing else I can do. Just gonna have to climb down. That doesn't ruin your confidence in the spot, I don't know what will. I'm gonna try to keep from doing that again. Don't feel like I'm gonna see anything now, but I'm out here, I might as well keep hunting. Maybe I'll get lucky. was far back. The bottom cam of my bow hit my stand when I released. They were down this hill. I was almost shooting straight down at her. I don't know if she bedded right there, if she went up in the thicket. That button buck circled back up, and he was walking around that oak. She stepped behind that oak, and that was the last time that I saw her. It's a big, thick oak. I don't know if she entered the thicket right there, or if she bedded down right there. I don't know. Oh, I see that button buck. I see that button buck. I bet she's laying right there. He's still hanging out. I'm just gonna sit tight until after dark. Stay quiet. Try not to spook them at all. She might die right there if she's bedded down, if she's not died already. Hopefully that's what's happened.
I made it back to the house and just watched that footage back on the computer. I hit that deer really far back, unfortunately. When my bottom cam hit the gun rail on my climbing stand, it threw my shot to the right and I hit far back. I think that it's probably pretty much straight stomach. I think there's a chance that I might have nicked the liver, but hopefully we're gonna be able to find out. I don't know. I'm doubtful, but hoping that we can find this deer. I'm gonna try to give it about 6 hours. I don't want to give it much longer than that. If it was a big buck, I would leave it all night, but it's a doe. It's 60 degrees right now here in Northwest Georgia, and I'm not gonna be able to let it lie much longer than 6 hours. By the time we get in there and find it and I get it processed, I just wanna make sure that the meat's still good, because that's the main thing with the doe, is getting it recovered and getting the meat out. So that's the goal. Anybody who's new to bow hunting, if you do shoot a buck like this, or even a doe, if you have cold weather, if you shoot one this far back, you need to wait all night. I mean, give the deer at least 12 hours, ideally like 24 hours, give it an entire day. Because a lot of times they'll bed down, and they'll die in their first bed if they don't get bumped. They'll stay there and won't get up. A rutting buck can be a little bit different. It's hard to tell what they're going to do most times, but a doe or a buck that's not in the rut, a lot of times you'll be able to find them in that first bed. When I watched the footage back, I could tell on the computer, I could see that deer go and bed down, and that's probably 70 yards from my stand. When I was looking just through the woods, just with the naked eye, I could not see what she was doing, and then when I was looking through the viewfinder as well, I could not tell that she laid down there. I'm hoping that she didn't get up. I sat in the stand for about an hour and a half afterwards. It was well past dark by the time that I climbed down, because that little button buck was staying in that area, and I didn't want to spook him out and then cause her to get up if she was bedded there. I thought she might have been, because that was where I lost sight of her, but I also thought that she might have worked up into that thicket. But since she laid down there, hopefully that's where she's going to be whenever we go to look for her. I'm really impressed with the G5 Mega Meat. This is the broadhead that I shot that deer with. These broadheads have a collar on them, that little blue piece you can see, and it's not broke, it's not damaged at all, and there's one mark on the tip of the broadhead where you can see that it either hit a rib or it hit, see if I can get it, or it hit a rock whenever it stuck in the ground. Other than that though, it's pretty unscathed. I'm impressed. Most mechanical broadheads, when you shoot a deer with them, that's it. You're not gonna get to shoot them again, and that's why I like shooting muzzies, because I mean, I've literally shot 5 and 6 deer with the same muzzy broadhead. Sharpen the blades or swap the blades out and you're in good shape, but this thing, I mean, I'm impressed. The blades are still really sharp, tips in good condition, and it never even broke the collar. I like the way that these are designed. I don't like the rubber collars that are on most mechanical broadheads, but these have a hard plastic one, and as you can tell, it's hardy. Like, it can stand up to some wear and tear because it did not break or anything. Hopefully that big cutting diameter helped me out in this shot. I know that it definitely helped me out. It couldn't have hurt me. I know that broadhead opened up fully. You can see that the opening hole, the entrance hole, is wide. I mean, you can tell that even looking at the footage just from the shot. So I know the exit's going to be the same way. But we're going to give this deer, you know, like I said, about 6 hours, and we're going to get out there, get Buck on the trail, and see what happens. Hopefully she did not get up. I don't think she did. Never heard her get up, and I never saw her get up, and I was watching that area until dark. But there's a chance that she slipped out of there. I mean, you guys know how it is. It's trying to see a deer through really thick woods, so it's possible. Or she might have got up after I left. As I was walking out, I crept out of there, stayed as quiet as possible, slipped down, got my arrow, backed out, and just left. So I don't think that I bumped her. I think I would have heard her if I would have bumped her and she got up and ran. I was moving quiet and making sure to taking my time and listening real close. But we'll see what happens. I'm putting these broadheads to the test for sure. I hate having to do this. I hate putting a bad shot on a deer, but if you're a bow hunter, you know that it's going to happen. And it's good to know that you have a broadhead that can help you out in these situations with a marginal shot. So we're going to find out if it did the trick or what happened. But I'll catch you guys here in a little bit when we get out in the woods and get Buck on the trail. Wish me luck. Hopefully we can find this deer. All right, we just made it back here to where I shot the deer. She was standing right here when I shot, and there's not much blood, any blood that I found so far. But we're gonna get Buck going the right way, and we're gonna work up to where I saw her last, where she bedded down, where I could see her on camera. All right, Buck, find me. Good boy, find me. Run him up, good boy. Run him up. Good boy. Good boy. There's blood. A lot of blood. Looks a little livery. Good boy. Good boy. There's a good amount of blood in here. Not looking too bad, really.
No.
Good boy.
He's on it though.
Oh yeah, good boy.
Should just hook up a sled to him at this rate. So we should just hook up a sled to him at this rate.
Here's blood. Well, maybe it did go this way. So this is where she bedded, right here, but she barely got back up. This is about to get nasty.
Yep, that hurts.
You don't have to follow it, babe.
Nope, let's go.
Here's more blood up here. He's still on the track. Looks like he stopped right here. Good boy. Here she is right here. Good boy, Buck. Good boy. No kidding, dude. Good boy. Good boy.
Good job, Buckley.
Swallowed a bug.
Good boy.
Good boy.
That didn't take long.
I'm telling you what.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. Man, I really thought that she would have went farther than that. She probably went
She didn't go far at
100
all.
yards, yeah, about 100 yards. I thought she might have come into this thicket, but after I saw in the video where she had bedded down, I wasn't certain that she had got back up. But I don't think she bedded there long because I could see deer moving. I was getting kind of confused with that button buck milling around in the same spot, but clearly she didn't go very far. My shot is way far back, as you can see.
Shine your light off of it a little bit. It's glares. There you go.
The shot is way
Boy,
far back,
buck.
as you can see. But that mega meat tore her up. I mean, look at that entrance. That is awesome. Good stuff. Let's flip her over and get a look at our exit. Let's see where it came out.
Get back,
It's
Buck.
about perfect in line. I thought she was
Here, get back.
pretty square broadside. Stay. I thought she was pretty broadside, but there it is right there. I'm anxious to gut her, and
She's pretty.
yeah, she is pretty deer. I'm anxious to get her gutted and find out just exactly where my shot was. I don't even know that that's liver. It looks a bit far back to me for liver, but might have nicked it. I'm not sure, but clearly it was enough to put her down. I can't tell you guys enough how important it is to leave them lay. Do not push them. Don't try to go after them. If I would have shot that deer and climbed down at dark and came walking up here, I'd almost bet money that I would have jumped her laying right here, and who knows how far she would have went after that. Especially if you're using a dog, or if you think that you're gonna need to get a dog in there, leave them and don't go look for them, period, because that gives the dog fresh scent to go off of, and it won't be confusing your scent with the deer scent, because a lot of times the dogs, even Buck, he'll get confused and start running trails that we've walked, just smelling us, thinking that we've gone in the direction that the deer's gone. But he did a great job. I couldn't be more proud of old Buck. He's making a pretty good tracking dog. And that's his favorite part, is eating them.
Kind of gross.
That's why he likes finding them so much. But man, I'm really pumped, really excited. So let's get her moved a little bit. We might drag her down here a little closer to the creek, and I'm gonna cut her open and we'll see just what this broadhead did. Like I said, I'm really impressed with these mega meats. Wesley got me on these. He started shooting them, absolutely loved them, killed a deer with it, and thought it was the greatest thing ever. So I bought them, and I'm impressed so far. Really pleased with the way they're turning out. But let's get her drugged down here and see what we got. All right, here's that deer's liver. You can see that my broadhead center punched her liver. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be too far back. I thought that I might have just grazed the back of the liver. But as you can see, it just went straight through her. And that is how I was able to find her. That is going to wrap up the video. Super thankful for this deer. Really glad that I got to get out here and shoot my first Georgia whitetail, especially do it with the bow. Super pumped about that. It was a great hunt. Roller coaster ride after dropping my release, having to climb down, climb back up and get it, and then having this bad shot on this deer due to my cam hitting my gun rail on the tree stand. But what can you do? Stuff happens. Super thankful that I was shooting those big broadheads, because they took care of the job for me. Even though it was a bad shot, I was able to put the deer on the ground. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and go get you some G5 mega meat broadheads, because I'm impressed and I'm gonna keep shooting them. Oh, thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next video.